to TRANSLOGIC. I'm Bradley Hasemeyer. Have you ever wanted your own mini monster truck meshed with a jet ski, a skateboard, and an ATV? Bam! The Shredder.
Ooh, quite a bit of a takeoff there. 30-mile-an-hour top speed, 196cc engine. First thing you'll notice is this is very much like a jet ski. The more power you give it, the more mobility you have, which is pretty fantastic. I can go left, I can go right, cut back through, going right through the dirt, no problem, going over some bumps. So this thing has 13 horsepower. The continuously variable transmission, or the CVT, keeps me from having to shift or have any gears or anything like that. Come up here, get right into the mud. Yeah, just tracking through the mud. Awesome.
All right, so we're here with Ben, the CEO of BPG Werks. Thanks so much for being with us.
Hey, thank you. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you again as well. I think last time we saw you was in Boston with the Uno. Bring me up to speed. A lot's changed since then.
The two biggest changes are we're obviously in Canada now, and the Uno is on hold. Part of the reason for this was when I first started the Uno project, it was a high school science fair project, right? It was never supposed to be a business. I quickly realized that there's some really practical safety issues that we just can't overcome with the Uno. What started off as a very simple concept of one motor turned into something that had hundreds of moving parts, 4 motors, quickly moving out of the realm of reasonable pricing. So it wasn't until this big investment came in that I was able to merge the two companies together. I used my own personal equity to compensate my first investors. They believed in me, they helped me get started, and I gave them shares in the new company, restructured the board, put in people that shared the Shredder vision. We've been working on it ever since.
Have you just been reading every business book ever written?
I have read so many business books. The Shredder started off as a business idea. I noticed a big gap in the power sports market where traditionally it's older men, 40 years and up, that are into ATVing and snowmobiling, and the market's been shrinking for the last decade. At the same time, the extreme sport, action sport market, we're talking skateboarding, motocross, wakeboarding, surfing. It's
X Games, essentially.
It's been the most explosive sports market worldwide for the last decade. How can we target these younger athletes and get them into the power sports industry? The way the steering works by leaning left and right on the deck simulates the carving you get on a skateboard or surfboard. Then you throw in a throttle that combines power sports, motocross, and ATVing. Yeah. We've really created this crossover between the two worlds.
You know, this is like if you ever wanted to go catch a friggin' Sasquatch, this is what you take. So there's these little spiked things on the foot pad. I'm wearing awesome boots, so I can't even really feel it. So this is essentially like a BMX trail. Right back here through the mud. No problem, the big treads just take it on. Woo! Oh yeah. You can see if you let off the throttle, that's what happens. You don't even have to brake it.
Why decide to go with the steering in the board instead of, almost like a jet ski, like old school stand-up jet ski?
Stability purposes, considering that you're standing on something that you want to be directly connected to. So if you have the handle moving and the machine moving, then you got nothing to hold on to. So the board is the thing that moves, where the rest of the machine stays fixed to your body.
How does it work, essentially?
Yeah, it's not electronic at all, actually. It's completely mechanical. It has a patented dual CVT transmission system that does not only the steering aspect of differential track biasing, but also doing speed control, like doing a high and a low gear kind of thing.
30 miles an hour top speed. Was 30 just the sweet spot, or how did you get to that number?
I think 30 represents, honestly, for most people, the maximum speed you'd want to be going on something standing up. After that, it's frightening.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be going, 70 miles an hour on something that you're standing up on. It feels a lot faster.
So you would see this in kind of an ATV shop or a power sports shop. Why would someone go after this instead of an ATV?
If you want to do a power sport, you need a lot of extra equipment. You need an SUV, you need a trailer, you need a garage to store it. The shredder you can ride all year long, you can go on any kind of terrain, and it's small enough that you can keep it in your car if you want to.
What else do you guys have coming up?
One of our very first YouTube videos was seen by the military, and they invited us out to do testing. And 4 years later, we now have a very different creature. It has a hybrid drive system. It has a 48 horsepower rotary engine that drives a lithium battery bank and then 2 electric hub motors. So it has the ability to spin on the spot.
Okay.
And it can carry 800 pounds of equipment on top of it. The idea is that some of the extra baggage that isn't essential to their survival, they can put on the mule, lighten the whole squad's load, and basically help them be more effective in the field.
It's like packing a car. You don't need all your clothes. You put them in the back, but you might want your computer with you or some of those things like that, right?
It's a perfect
for a road
description.
trip. Yeah.
So we have another really exciting upgrade for the shredder that's coming out. Right now we're working on building 2 48 horsepower rotary engine versions of the shredder for the Crown Prince of Dubai. So we're building these 2 shredders for him that are gonna go 60 miles an hour.
Oof.
The engines right now, they're from this German company that builds ultralight engines. As we start refining the design, we'll be able to make them for cheaper.
Yeah.
And that will be like the upgrade that if you wanted to backflip the shredder, it will be possible.
All right, so that was a lot more tiring than I thought it would be. I know this thing looks a little bit more like a Segway, but man, it performs and plays a lot like a dirt bike. And sure, it's in that big boy toy category, but for around $4,000 and the fact you can pack it up and throw it in your truck, I think it makes it a little bit more enticing than the alternatives, and I like it. All right, for TRANSLOGIC, I'm Bradley Hasemeyer. See you next time.